Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, long day. I had a wonderful birthday today. Great Easter. I'm tired. I'm tired. But I can't say okay because I've been MIA for quite a while and just going through a lot of my videos and comments that were in my inbox and, you know, different comments and rebuttals to some of the videos that I had made, statements that people had made. I do want to address something. And this is in regards to the video that I had made in a response to Camera I-11 and the Ethiopian chick, Akeda. Some people who disagree with what I said, left some comments on the videos, which I don't have any problem with. I love everyone to share their opinion, and I'm always open to hearing that. But I do think that there was a misconception in what you may feel, and then also what you heard me say, and what you feel like Akeda may have been saying. Now, I am today a 23-year-old black woman from Mississippi. I'm college educated. I'd like to say that I'm worldly. I'd say that, I'm hip to the times. I kind of understand what's going on now. I understand very well my past. What we've went through to get to where we are. The current backslide that I feel like I see going on in our youth in today's society, especially anything from 80s babies on. It's like hell. It's really kind of sickening. But we all make mistakes and we all do things, go through things, and at the end of the day, there are consequences. Everything that an individual does, they will be dealt with individually. No matter if you do it in a group, if you're following along with somebody, at the end of the day, you will pay for those things alone. Now, opinions are opinions. With that being said, anytime a person feels a certain way, it's not really factual. It's factual to them, but as a society as whole, even though you may have a group of people agree with one thing and another group of people agree with another, and then there comes a debate or a series of debates in which each side points out how they feel, right or wrong, why they agree with that subject. At the end of the day, no matter whose point is the strongest or how many more people agree with that topic, that person is still going to feel the way that they feel. With that being said, I feel like Kayla's video was the purpose of racist brainwashing. I feel like it was very demeaning to our culture. I feel like it was very one-sided, very misconstrued, and an ignorant statement to make. Now, with that being said, I don't think she was wrong for saying those things. If that's her opinion, she does have the right to voice that, just as well as I do to say that I disagree. Now, I feel like a lot of people have misunderstood that. There is a very thin barrier between hating someone and disliking what they say. Now, I do want to make it very well clear. I do not hate anybody. I disagree with what she said. I do think that she's an ignorant racist. That's my opinion. Now, whether she is or not, that's for society to determine. Yes, me being part of society means my vote is included. But what Kendra says is not law. And a lot of people who agree with what she was saying have made comments. I feel like you fall in line as ignorant. Black people, I've gotten a statement from a lady, and I'm going to read it. I have to pull it back up again. But any black person, any person at all for that matter, if you agree with what she was saying, how can you love yourself? Um, it goes back to like the Uncle Tom situation, or um, like you're running from yourself. If you agree with what a racist person says about you, how can you love yourself? Where do you see your self-worth? Please, please, please comment back and explain that to me. If a woman says all black American women should be non-existent because we have no purpose here, we'll never amount to anything, never have anything. We're all loud, ghetto, welfare whores who have multiple children with multiple children's fathers, don't know who the fathers are, drug addicts, blase, blase. And you say, me as a strong black woman, I agree with that. Because a part of society holds that title. Then you agree with what she's saying. Not realizing that she's classed you along with all the rest of those people who live their lives that way. The statements that she made were not depicting this picture of one day black women will rise up from the ashes, break all stereotypes. That wasn't what she was saying. What she was saying was that we're lowly, we'll never be anything, no matter what, and we're all included. And all I said was that I think it's bullshit. Because 10% of society, which the media will only show you the negative stuff. Who wants to see a strong black married couple raise their children, all of their children complete school, go through college, and actually make something of themselves, or live a life of a single mother like I am, and work hard to put yourself through school, and even though you are a single mother, actually raise your children with morals and a clear understanding on what it takes to survive in this life, and instead of just laying up being on welfare and accepting life as is, not trying to progress, depending on a man to provide for you. And if you don't have a man there to provide for you, then you're lost. Women who don't complete high school. I have my grandmother, my great grandmother actually. She went to the 8th grade, and she was a maid um, in this Caucasian family's household for 40 years. She was there to raise their children and to do for them, to take care of them. But you know what? At the end of the day, she came out of it a homeowner with worth. She was a strong woman. If she did what she was used to, what society portrayed as a good job for a black woman in Mississippi in the 30s and 40s, um, all the way up to the 80s until her employer passed away. And she was there with her on her deathbed. Does that make her a good old nigger? No. She worked for her money, and she earned it. Um, she didn't take handouts. And she was very strong and very proud, and she raised her children to be that way. My grandfather, a very hard worker, homeowner, a married man for 40 years, who was there for his children and shown them what it was to be a father. And my mother and my uncle both went on to have very successful careers. And my mother works in the dental industry, and my uncle was in the military. My mom is a single mother of 3 girls, which all of her kids are graduates. I have 2 sisters in college. I'm a graduate myself. Um, communications degree. I actually do work in my field. Very happy with that. I'm a single mother. And I don't think relationship status really should affect you and how you live your life or how your children are raised. I do agree that a full household does include a mother and a father at the head. But at the same time, if there are negative things that go on in your relationship, and once your children are here, if you feel that they're going to be affected by that, the smart thing to do is to get out of that situation, not to hold on to it for no reason. There's always going to be another spouse if you choose one. I've been 3 years single since my daughter's father, and I have no complaints. My daughter is happy. She knows her daddy. She's around her daddy, and he loves her. He provides for her, and he's still a good father. However, we are not together. You don't have to be in a relationship to raise a healthy and happy child. And when we do decide to move on to a new relationship, there will be no barriers. If a person can't accept my child, they won't be with me. So my point is this. You can't categorize people. You can't force the 10% and the 90% together to make a false 100. That's impossible. It doesn't make sense. If I'm the product of my environment, so be it. But there's good molds and bad molds. Somebody told me the other day, the best steel comes from the hottest fire. Okay, so a person is given an option. A person is given a situation, and they make a decision how they're going to play into it. Either you bend and you fall with the situation and you carry it on your back for the rest of your life, or you break through it and you make it an obstacle that you overcome. Now, I've had plenty of obstacles in my life. Not saying that I live perfectly. I'm not saying that people don't have issues. I'm from a very drug-infested neighborhood. I'm from a place where crackheads knock on your door at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning asking for handouts so they can go to the dope man and buy crack. I've had things stolen from me to be sold. I have friends with drug addictions who I no longer communicate with. I myself have never had a problem. Thank God for that. But life is real. You can't run from that. But what you can do is separate yourself from the negativity. Negativity is everywhere. There are rich Caucasian drug addicts, Asian drug addicts, Mexicans, any other type of Latinos, Africans, everything. People all have problems. And that's just it. How can you take one speck on a white shirt and call it blue? No, it's a dirty shirt. That's just it. When you wash it, it's clean. You can't say all black women are the same. And if you're a black woman and you agree with that, shame on you. Because instead of you agreeing with the ignorance, what you do is you live your life by example and you show that this is the reason why stereotypes are not healthy for people. Because even though you judge a book by its cover, all books don't look the same. All red books are not history books. You see that by the title. Do you see where I'm going with that? The category. You can't just assume because of the color that they all fit. All puzzles are not the same. You have small puzzle pieces and large and medium and everything in between. So those of you who sit back and call me ignorant or say that I'm bashing Akeda, take time to actually listen to her again. Listen to her message. Take time to actually sit back and meditate. It's not that hard. I mean, within the first 2 seconds, I already knew it was a bunch of bullshit. But if you are a little slow to it and you need a little extra push, listen to it. If you feel like you're like that, I'm not bashing you. But, I mean, I hope the best for you. I really and truly do. Ignorance is bliss. Peace out.